Alright. I don't know if I need to do much of a preamble, but it's kind of the thing that I just do for these videos, so fuck it, whatever. A preamble. Okay. Asmongold. We all know him. We all probably hate him. This is the biggest political content creator on Twitch, and mostly, we're going to be going over some of his videos here. A deconstruction mostly of the logic that he tries to engage and use whenever he talks about particular topics, because I'm going to tell you right now, it's basically non-existent. And his sort of general, broader, just like dumb fuck, like incapability of being able to engage with broader politics, because he's an idiot. Oh, simply put, like I'm not gonna fucking sugarcoat it or be like super hyperbolic or whatever. It doesn't really fucking matter. We're not gonna sugarcoat it or whatever. Doesn't matter. We're just gonna make fun of this asshole, more or less. Anyway, all right, let's get into it. First video. Trump did what? This is in reference to Trump starting a bombing campaign in Yemen. I need to be more ableist, to be honest.
ISIS in Iraq was killed. He was relentlessly hunted down by our intrepid warfighters. His miserable life was terminated along with another member of ISIS in coordination with the Iraqi government and the Kurdish regional government. Peace through strength.
We're talking about killing some dude in ISIS. That's fine, whatever. I don't care. ISIS is bad.
His miserable life was terminated. Oh my God. Ordered the United States military.
I mean, honestly, there's not really much to say that, but I mean, it's like kind of like a sort of look into the looking glass, right? More or less into like the sort of like childish mentalities I think that Asmongold mostly approaches politics with, because that's like how a child thinks. Like, look at how the guy got assassinated or some shit, and it's just like, dude, like, okay. Obviously, bomb the shit out of ISIS, because they fucking suck. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, we can also go into the sort of, like, geopolitical state for as to why ISIS is the way that it is. The sort of underlying imperialistic regions for, like, the mentalities and ideas for as to why ISIS exists. That's a whole fucking other fucking topic. We know, broadly speaking, why a lot of these terrorist organizations exist. A lot of it is because of the U.S., but I'm mostly here to just make fun of Asmongold. I'll be honest. I'm just here to make fun of him. The sort of, like, idiotic, like, childish mentality. The gleefulness of just, like, random bombing campaigns. Whatever, fuck it. I thought, like, Congress was supposed to be the ones who fucking approved that. Yeah, thanks, Bush, for making it such that that doesn't really have to be the case anymore. Whatever. Just bomb the fuck out of whoever you want. Keep in mind, like, the thing with, like, ISIS leaders is I don't give a shit that they got fucking killed or whatever. Yeah, kill them. Whatever. Don't give a fuck. The problem is like, this sort of, like, a willful, sort of, like, a gleeful, what's the term that I'm looking for here? Like, nonchalance? I don't think that's necessarily the term. Not nonchalance. Sort of just like a gleeful sort of attitude that's being taken here as to like the bombing out of like someone. Why don't we like why is that guy the leader of ISIS? Like, why does ISIS exist? Could it be because of particular underlying reasonings of like engagement of imperialistic actions through like either the Soviet Union, in fucking Afghanistan through the creation of Mujahideen and the Taliban, and then the imperialistic ambitions of the U.S. after the Soviet Union's fall? Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. We're not going to really do any sort of like root cause analysis because Asmongold's not interested in that. It's all about just like American hoorah dumb fuck chauvinism. Nothing else really to talk about there.
Military launched divisive military action against Houthi terrorists. Oh no! Luffy's in trouble!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Not Monkey D. Luffy.
Oh shit!
Not Hasten.
This is horrible! Today, I've ordered the United States military to launch decisive and powerful military action against Houthi terrorists in Yemen. They've waged an unrelenting campaign.
So obviously, like, you know, probably like no fucking approval or anything needed for that. Probably done in coordination with the Saudis and shit like that. I wonder if like Trump's so far they've only done the strikes. I wonder if they're gonna do the same like sort of like blockade that they is Yemen still being blockaded? I don't think it is, right? Not anymore. But sure, yeah. Fuck the Houthis. Houthis are pretty bad.
Of piracy, violence, and terrorism against American and other ships, aircraft, and drones. Joe Biden's response was pathetically weak, so the unrestrained Houthis just kept going.
Biden also bombed the Houthis. Every fucking American president for the past 2.5 decades have bombed Yemen. All of them have. Bush also bombed the like when did the war in Yemen start? When did the war in Yemen start? War in Yemen. It's at least 2 decades for sure. Wikipedia says 2014 to present. Was that when the Saudis officially declared war and did all their bombings and shit? But we know that Obama authorized strikes. Did Bush also authorize strikes? I'm pretty sure as well, yeah? All the chat saying leave the American ships alone. Yeah, oh no, not the American ship. They'll be fine. Who the fuck cares? Oh no, they're gonna get tickled by like some bottle rockets or whatever. But yeah, Biden also did airstrikes on the Houthis. Every fucking American president since like Bush did bombings of the fucking well, probably not the Houthis at that point, of Yemen. So like I guess Trump really wants to start it off with a bang or something. They're like, fuck it, YOLO, right?
It's been over a year since the U.S. flagged commercial ship sailed safely through the Suez Canal, the Red Sea, or the Gulf of Aden. The last American warship to go through the Red Sea 4 months ago was attacked by the Houthis over a dozen times.
So we know why the Houthis, broadly speaking, are attacking mostly ships that are going through their territorial waters, because that's like the only capabilities that they have. Ships that are going through their as far as I know. And you could correct me if I'm wrong, they've tried to like also hit stuff in international waters, but they haven't really been able to do that. It's mostly stuff that's going into their territory, because that's the only sort of like blockading that they can enforce in their own waters. It's definitely Trump more at this point, Zane. Again, like Obama is known as the drone striker in chief. Trump's numbers were up on Obama's numbers by 432%. So, Trump probably did more bombings. So, as far as I can tell, and again, the only reason, and I've talked about this before, why the Houthis are doing this is for their own political clout. That's it. They don't actually care about the Palestinians. As much as like lefties like to be like, oh, well, they're just doing it because they so much care about Palestine and stuff like that. No, that's not the case. It's all fucking clout chasing for the Houthis. They know that they can remain politically relevant within broader Middle Eastern geopolitics if they just indiscriminately bomb fucking random ships going to Israel. Because they've also bombed Chinese ships, they've bombed Russian ships. They've bombed North Korean ships. They have bombed every fucking ship under every fucking flag. This is a fact. So, you have to ask and consider yourself that. These are technically speaking, if we're talking about sort of broader geopolitics, why are the Houthis bombing ships from the Russians, the Chinese, and the Iranians? Because they have, well, not the Iranians. They haven't touched any Iranian ships, because those are their closest allies. They're not going to touch any of those ships. Also, probably because they don't really go through the Red Sea, the Gulf of Aden, the Suez Canal, because those ships are more than likely embargoed. But they've bombed all of those other ships, because all of the Russians and the Chinese, they do trade, broadly speaking, throughout the Mediterranean. of different varying resources, and those ships have been hit. Those, keep in mind, China is Israel's second biggest trading partner. Let's not forget about that, shall we? Never forget about that. Looking at you, Marxist-Leninists. So, again, you have to ask yourself why. We know the Houthis have bombed those ships. Why is that? Oh, because again, it's not about standing on principles or anything. It's about their own, showing off their own capabilities, that they are able to bomb these ships. That's what it's really all about, because of the attacks on October 7th. And the genocide that Israel started to perpetuate. We all know this. I've broadly talked about this. Literally, if you, analyze the Abrahamic Accords and the events that have resulted from that in any other lens besides a political lens, you're doing poor analysis of the situation. That's the only fucking reason.
Funded by Iran, the Houthi thugs have fired missiles at U.S. aircraft and targeted our troops and allies. These relentless assaults have cost the U.S. and world economy many billions of dollars, while at the same time putting innocent lives at risk. The Houthi attack on the American vessels will not be tolerated. We'll be using...
So, from what I understand, broadly speaking, there was an attack on the carrier group, the Harry Truman carrier group, and the Navy decided to not follow proper protocols in terms of retaliatory strikes against the Houthis. From what I understand, allegedly, they shot down all the missiles. I mean, yeah, if we're talking about broader attitudes that are being taken here, it's just, this is like Iraq War all over again. Broader, just blind patriotism, no think, rah rah hoorah type shit. No thinking, nothing.
Overwhelming lethal force until we have achieved... Bro, this sentence... We will use overwhelming lethal force until we have achieved our
this
objective.
is a stupid
The
soy
Houthis
shit.
have choked off shipping in one of the most important waterways of the world, grinding vast swaths of global commerce to a halt and attacking the core principle of freedom of navigation upon which our international trade commerce depends.
So here's the thing that Trump is mostly leaving out here. The Houthis are attacking ships that go into their territorial waters. They don't go after stuff that's in the international waters, part of the Gulf of Aden. Because let's see. Yemeni territorial waters. I just need a map. Perfect. Let's... Got a funky little map here. So this is the territorial waters of Yemen. Highlighted in red, pretty much. So most of the fucking water of the cargo ships are passing through, as this account would say, the Bab al-Mandab Strait, which Yemen has unanimous control over. So I believe that's around here. Now there is a small portion of that would probably be the UAE's territorial waters, but also is delineated as international territory. Most of the vessels are going into the red part, which, guess what? Yemen has unanimous control over. That is where they are bombing. Also, a lot of them tend to go through probably around over here. Probably make cuts through this part of the strait as well. Guess what? This is Yemeni territorial water. So the Houthis have jurisdiction over what they can do with those vessels. They can attack those vessels. Now, am I saying that this is a good thing or a bad thing? No. I would say that probably, generally speaking, an attack on international trade, especially considering the fact that we are in late stage capitalism, serves to act as a heavy destabilizing force, and it can certainly bring down the hammer on the Houthis and help be a main catalyst of war. If we're talking about general sort of anti-imperial, sort of anti-war sort of like sentiments, obviously it's not a good thing. But here's the thing. The reason why they're doing this is to try to get some form of geopolitical leverage in terms of trying to make the Israelis stop the genocide. Now, as I said before, they're doing this for their own political reasons. They want to be sort of this like main force, this main sort of like idea within the broader world, so they can get more Iranian funding. That's the point. So they can try to win the civil war. Because again, let's be honest here. Why do the Houthis exist? Because they lost an election. And they threw a fucking hissy fit. So, now the ships have to take this, like, more longer, widening path if they want to go through the Gulf of Aden, for example, in order to deliver their goods. And yes, for the most part, generally speaking, the ships that they attack, they try to go after, generally speaking, are carrying supplies for Israel. There's a reason why they still attack the way they attack Russian and Chinese ships. It's because they're trading with Israel. Because that's what it's all about. Attacking the Israelis. Anyway, let's keep going.
Our brave warfighters right now are carrying out aerial attacks on terrorist bases, leaders, and missile defenses to protect American shipping, air, and naval assets to restore navigational freedom. No terrorist force will stop American commercial ships. To all Houthi terrorists.
The funniest thing about this is, like, that is not, like, Trump is, again, he's framing this as if this is, like, an American territorial waters. It's not. It's the territorial waters of Yemen. It's all about the imperialism. If there is a ship, and it is a ship that does business with Israel, the Houthis will attack it. Simply put. Trump posts like a BJP politician. Doesn't really fucking surprise me. And again, if they want, they can go. There is a way around. They just have to go through the UAE's territorial waters by Djibouti. Yeah, these are international territorial waters of America. Yeah, exactly. It's all fundamentally imperialistic. But again, Asmongold doesn't fucking know that. He doesn't know that these are ships that are going through Yemeni territorial waters.
Your time is up, and your attacks must stop. Starting today. If they don't, hell will rain down upon you like nothing you have ever seen before.
I mean, he said this before, but...
Oh my god. Holy shit. He's cooking? Yeah. Did he write that? Guaranteed he wrote this. Absolutely. He
no
wrote
fundamental
this.
engagement
Yep,
with, like,
this
broader
is what I
political...
voted for. Yep. To Iran, support for the...
Look how gleeful he is for warmongering. That's crazy, dude. Again, what is the basis for Trump saying these things? He thinks that Yemeni territorial waters are American waters. He's not saying this for, like, freedom of navigation purposes. Because, again, we know what would fucking stop this. But Trump's not going to fucking do anything about stopping the genocide in Gaza or the West Bank. Stopping the Israelis. More money was just recently given to Israel. But again, Asmongold doesn't fucking understand that. He doesn't know about any of that stuff. Nor does he really care. Because again, these are all stinky brown people. So they have to be bombed because they're stinky and they're brown. This is the same guy who said that Palestinians need to be eradicated because, they're just fundamentally incapable of, like, gelling with, like, broader sort of society. He did say that.
The Houthi terrorists must end immediately. Do not threaten the American people, their president, who has received one of the largest mandates in presidential history or world...
1.8% didn't even have 50% of the popular vote.
wide shipping lanes. If you do, beware, because America will hold you fully accountable, and we won't be nice about it.
Again,
Hell will rain.
just gleeful for the warmongering. This is the exact same attitudes that people had during the Iraq War, and we all know how that ended up.
Down upon
Ridiculous.
you like nothing you have ever seen before.
There was like a 4chan green text talking about like how Asmongold engages fundamentally with content, and it's just like, why the fuck does anyone watch this? All he does is just sit there, not provide like much of anything besides like, yeah, I agree with that. I totally get that. Yeah. Doesn't provide any other like basis or analysis on anything, because I have already given the basis and analysis. I even fucking pulled up a fucking map talking about why the Houthis are doing what they're doing. Is Asmongold going to do that? Probably not, because he doesn't understand. But he's somehow he's one of the biggest political content creators on the fucking platform. Fantastic. That's it. Oh, look, he said a thing.
Man.
Oh, man, he said the thing. Whoa, soy.
Man. That's a lot. Content president? Yeah, I guess so, right? Oh my god, base my president, I guess so. And Trump got bumped with the mic.
Fucking content president. Jesus Christ. Yeah, the content is random fucking children probably going to be bombed into smithereens, but that's fine. That's cool. You know.
I saw that already.
Fantastic.
Yeah, what happened to people? Yeah, thank God. I mean, this is a great thing. I mean, they're fucking terrorists. Yeah, kill them. Like, what are we talking about? Obviously. Yeah, it's not even a question. They're attacking our ships? What the fuck do we...
They're not attacking your ships. They're as a retaliation for carrier groups being deployed by their international waters and in their territorial, not in their international waters, in their territorial waters, they are responding with strikes against those groups. Otherwise, they are doing pretty indiscriminate bombings of civilian cargo ships that they are suspecting are bringing supplies and goods to Israel. That's what the Houthis are doing.
Yeah, we spend $1 trillion a year on the military. If we can't go kill people that are attacking our ships, well, I want my fucking money back. That's how I see it. Yeah, if we're not going and doing this, then yeah.
Guys, if we're not bombing brown people with their money, yeah, I want my money back. Maybe based Asmongold talking about like wanting cuts to the military. Crazy. That's based. He doesn't actually he doesn't actually give a fuck about that. Let's be honest.
Fucking money back. That's it. Actually true. Yeah. What? It's not even a question.
It's just like like I said before, there's nothing really much else to say here, but this is like just Iraq war era, just blind like 3 IQ, like blind patriotism, blind American chauvinism. There's nothing else to really go off of here besides dude just doesn't think and he just says shit.
Kill all terrorists. I guess so. Yeah, exactly. We signed a budget and Trump threatens to drop the sun. Yeah, they're attacking your ships because you support Israel? Well, I guess they should stop attacking our ships or we're going to kill them. It's pretty simple.
Hey, dumbass. Hey, you want to know why that chatter probably brought up that point? Maybe there's a different path forward. Just trying to engage in a little bit of fucking lateral thinking. Is that, like, possible at all? Are you just, like, is your brain, like, too metastasized from all the Nurglite diseases that you probably carry to think in, like, any other way besides, oh, let's just bomb the fuck out of them. You know, fuck it, YOLO. Just being ecstatic for the warmongering. Okay.
Simple.
Fantastic.
They don't get to decide who we support. If they think they do, then they're dead.
That's fucking hilarious. I wonder what he thinks of American support of Ukraine. What does he think of American support of Ukraine? Would he have the exact same thing, same position if... Because the Russians are trying to dictate who America supports constantly with the ceasefire, with the proposals within the ceasefires. Would he think the same with the Ukrainians? Something tells me that's not the case.
It's that simple. Yep. Peace through strength.
Unless you're a Russian.
And by the way, if there's
then
an
I
option
don't know.
to, I will vote for that every single time.
If there's a what?
And that's it. If there's an option to, I will vote for that every single time. And
yeah, just blind militarism. There's like nothing really else to say here. He just wants to bomb the crap out of people. Again, like I said before, there is another path forward, and that is to stop the fucking genocide. The Houthis would stop if the genocide stops. And so, guess what? The Houthis aren't going to stop bombing fucking goddamn passenger ship, well, not passenger ships. I keep saying passenger ships. Cargo ships that are going through their territorial waters. But you know.
And that's it. Yeah, I don't care what you think your moral authority
just 3 IQ,
is or
stupid,
whatever.
dumb shit.
If you're attacking our ships, I will vote for the person who will kill the people attacking our ships. Full stop, no restrictions.
It's just like 3 IQ reactionary bullshit. Like, this is the exact same fucking sort of like mentality that got Bush as popular as he was. And then again, like does Asmongold know of nothing about the Iraq War? That's a rhetorical question. He obviously doesn't know shit about it.
Absolutely. Thank God. That's how I see it. Absolutely.
Just like reactionary
militarism.
militarism.
No, it's not being Sith. It's being common sense. It's reasonable. Very reasonable. Extremely reasonable. Asmongold tell Daily News to justify America killing innocent folk because you support genocide of ship thieves. The genocide of ship thieves. That's a good one. And anyway, so yeah, this is amazing, and I can't wait to see this happen. I hope they post more videos of it. And I think watching the videos of this would be fucking amazing. And I think this is something like, bro, this is like, if they...
What else are you like supposed to say to this? Like, again, is this like, it's like a look back. We're taking like a telescope. We're looking back in time to the attitudes of pre-Iraq war. We're literally back in 2003. This is the exact same attitudes that a lot of the dumb fuck Americans have about the Iraq war. Well, the second one, of course. And the justifications used, the very flimsy, lazy, stupid like justifications used in order to justify the invasion of Iraq. And we know, like, what I've already explained. What do the Houthis want? They want the genocide of Palestinians to stop. So they're trying to bomb cargo ships indiscriminately that are going through their territorial waters in order to deliver cargo through the Strait of Hormuz, through the Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea, into the Suez Canal, that are delivering cargo to the Israelis. You know, doing trade or whatnot. Because like I said before, they've bombed Russian ships, they've bombed Chinese ships. Those are supposed to be their geopolitical allies. Why is that? Because they're doing trade with Israel. And again, it's all political clout for the Houthis. That's all they care about. And this is a great way for them to get very, very easy clout. Very, very easy for them to do it.
If they start posting these on the news, people are going to love it. Absolutely. And so Americans are the only ones that cause that can determine violence should be used or not. Yeah, pretty much, because we've got bigger weapons, and if they don't like it, then that's too bad.
Again, just that's American chauvinism.
Cry about it.
Oh, cry! You know, we got the bigger guns. We got the bigger stick. You know, just
absolutely.
Just bomb the shit out of people.
You don't like it? Too bad. Stop being a terrorist. That's it. It's so easy.
What if this were like literally anyone else besides the Houthis? What about if this were the Chinese doing like trying to take over like ports in Japan, for example? Would Asmongold have the exact same attitudes? Or would he, like, waffle about and sort of, like, talk about, like, well, they have nukes, so I don't know. That seems kind of scary. But America has the better nukes. They have the better fucking weapons capabilities. What happened? Well, what happened? Is America no longer capable? That's a little weird.
Yeah, it's so easy to not be a terrorist. I don't know why so many people have a problem with it, honestly. And they're just shit protesters. Are you against free speech now? I am, apparently. I actually saw this
I mean, you are
against on Twitter.
I mean, you are against free speech, Asmongold. you are against that. You quite are okay. You are okay with the detaining of Mahmoud Khalil. So, yeah, you are quite literally against free speech. You do not support free speech, but you know that's okay.
So this has been a very popular tweet.
Yeah, I can't believe
now,
I'm a Houthi
this is an example. Obviously, this is.
Oh, hey, I also covered this as well in my other fucking video. Fantastic. That fucking dumbass Asmongold.
This is what happens.
Hilarious.
When you disagree with people that, again, this is how disingenuous people like this are. Asmongold's a hypocrite, doesn't actually care about free speech. So we're going to play the clip. This is a popular clip. It's been going around, and it's critical of me, and it's implying that I have two separate standards for censorship in Europe and America.
Yes, you do.
So let's watch the clip.
You quite literally do.
So the government decides what's hateful or not, and whenever they make that decision...
Keep in mind, Asmongold's not going to add the additional context more than likely here. This is about anti-Nazi laws within Germany.
They decide to censor you arbitrarily.
Let's see if Asmongold mentions that.
And people in Europe are okay with this? Man. Y'all need to throw some TNT into the water or some shit. Like, you can't let this happen. Yeah, bro, you gotta let these clowns boss you around.
Again, this is about anti-Nazi laws.
Then organize and get rid of them. It's hard to say whether he committed a crime, but there's a higher standard of conduct for people that are green card holders than people who are naturalized citizens. And he wasn't meeting that conduct, so he's getting deported, hopefully.
And keep in mind, what did Mahmoud Khalil do? Just organize some fucking drum circles with some tents with a bunch of fucking students who probably smoked a little bit of weed. Because that's what happened in the fucking Palestinian sit-in protests. And the administration of Columbia University were the ones who called in the police to violently crack down on that. And for what? Because of like 0.8% of a fucking investment portfolio. That's it. Yeah, and somehow Mahmoud Khalil is worse than a J6er. Yeah, make it make sense.
And there should be? Yeah, they should be. And I support this completely. I hope they do this to more of them. We have enough troublemakers in the country already.
You are quite literally
importing
against
new
free
ones
speech
on green cards to start even more trouble.
So you are against free speech because, again, First Amendment, law of the land. Law of the land.
Unhappy about this. 26,000 retards were unhappy about this. Let me make sure.
Wait, hold on. You also have a like on that. Are you one of the retards? Okay. Nice meme. That's true. I agree with Boy Meets Mini. He is a troublemaker. His name is Asmongold, and he's an American terrorist.
Sure that I'm completely clear. I think that in Europe, if somebody isn't a citizen of the European country that they're in, and they're promoting terrorism, or they're siding with people who promote terrorism, I think Europe should kick them out too. And yes, I have two different standards. I have the standards for naturalized citizens, and I have the standards for guests. And if you are a guest in a country, and you are celebrating and promoting terrorism, I think you should be removed.
Okay, a permanent resident isn't a fucking guest. Mahmoud Khalil was studying at Columbia University. You fucking moron. That's not a tourist. He's a resident of the country. That's not being a guest in the fucking country. That's not how that works. And he was working. But okay, that means he's a guest? He's a tourist? Okay, Asmongold, because that's definitely how that works.
There is no hypocrisy. There is no inconsistency.
That is
there
an
is
inconsistency.
Only obvious, uncompromising common sense.
More like fucking dumb fuck sense. Because permanent residents are not tourists. They're not here on vacation. They live and they work. What are you talking about? They pay taxes. Damn, I didn't know that tourists pay taxes, Asmongold. They pay annual fucking taxes? I guess they do. Whoa, that's crazy. That's new to me. I came from India with my family at 4 in the mid-90s. I've had a long career as a brown tourist. True. And I've had a long career as a Romanian tourist in Canada. I came here when I was 2. I've been a tourist for so long, I became a fucking citizen. Crazy.
Sorry, guys.
That's true.
Better luck next time. Disingenuous implications and lies, misrepresentations, and just in general...
No, you're just too much of a fucking moron to even understand why your fucking argument is just wrong. Mahmoud Khalil is not a tourist. He's not on vacation. He's a permanent resident. He's a green card holder, which means he pays taxes to the federal government. He lives and studies and works primarily in America. He is about 2 steps away from being an American fucking citizen. He just hasn't been naturalized. That's the only difference. In pretty much in all but name only, he is effectively a citizen. But okay, we don't have the same standards for like fucking anti-Nazi censorship laws. But okay, because apparently like everyone, every tourist in Europe, every fucking like migrant that goes into Europe is there to preach like Syrian terrorists or some shit, to only talk about like Bashar al-Assad's government or some shit. Yeah, sure, totally. Even undocumented peeps pay billions in taxes and get none of the benefits. Yep, because they're not citizens. Undocumented immigrants are only a net benefit for Social Security. But okay. He just doesn't want citizens with sussy Perso-Arab names. He's probably again, like I said, he pulls out his pigment sheets. He has to like listen really closely to how they're fucking talking, make sure that they don't have too much of an accent. That's what it really is about.
Stupid comments like this, they're not sending their best. And that's why we're sending them back. Too bad, isn't it?
Again,
what a shame.
Mahmoud Khalil,
the sign
naturalized
of a failed
citizen.
and decaying society is that more people listening to this unkempt idiot than actual experts who spent decades studying these topics.
That's true.
And then we have, how many flags does he have in his profile picture? White woman enjoyer. I mean, same, but damn. Would I put that on my... I mean, I don't know if I put that on my bio. Like, damn, appeal to authority? Well, I mean, some...
Appeal to authority? That's not a fucking logical fallacy in this fucking instance, you troglodyte. But okay.
But he's an expert. You can... There's plenty of people that are experts that are fucking retarded. Like, it doesn't matter. What is this? These two...
But what are you fucking talking about? You're trying to speak like you're an expert on what fucking permanent residency is. You just literally said that permanent residents are the same as tourists who are visiting. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay. But you're an authority on being able to fucking talk about shit like this. Okay, Asmongold, and you're like an expert on the constitutionality of free speech. Okay, dude. Nice fucking meme.
Two things have nothing to do with one another. Yeah, it had nothing to do with it. Yeah, Asmongold's a grifter with no real morals. Who would have guessed?
True.
Okay. Midas, why don't we deport all the terrorists to your house instead? Why don't you deal with them then? You know what?
Holy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright. Oh god. That's the most fucking stupid thing I've ever fucking heard of in my life. This dude's biggest political fucking commentator. Yeah, why don't we deport you to Russia or something? Fuck it, you know? You're the one who's directly also supporting fucking terrorists. You're the one who's going to catalyze people into doing a terrorist act. I bet 1,000% over under on this. What's the likelihood that there's going to be a school shooting and the manifesto is going to have inspired by Asmongold in it? What's the over under on that one? Should we then deport your fucking stupid ass to whatever bumblefuck European country that you probably came from? But okay, sure. It's just stupid. Like, how do you logically engage with that? There's, like, no point in engaging in something that fundamentally fucking stupid. Because, again, he's equating people who go on vacation with people who have gotten green cards who are permanent fucking residents. They are not the same. Tourists, people who go on vacation, are not allowed to work or go to universities for the countries that they are vacationing in. You fucking moron. Permanent residents are. Because, guess what? They're living in the fucking country and paying taxes in that fucking country. So they are allowed to go to universities, to work in that fucking country. That's how it works. But okay.
If you like them so much, why don't we just send them over to they can live with you.
Yeah, it's not about Midas liking terrorists. That's fucking stupid. It's about how you have no fundamental understanding about how the immigration system works. You have no fucking idea about how any of this shit works. Because you're a stupid, reactionary moron.
Then we won't have any problems, right? I feel like this is the easy solution. Yeah, how am I a grifter?
Actually fucking stupid.
I'm a grifter because I'm saying things that they disagree with. So instead of attacking...
No, you're a grifter because you are just saying stuff to glam onto a right-wing audience. You just say shit because you have no fucking idea about how any of these fucking systems that you are criticizing works. Well, he has an idea of how he wants it to work, which is racist isolationism. Well, that's obviously... Yeah, he can't be blatant about that. What he really wants is... an ethno-state. In the end. If we want to go sort of down the sort of logical fucking conclusions. If we really want to. Because again, we just heard what he said. He thinks permanent residents and tourists are the same thing. Which is stupid.
Attacking the substance of my argument, they create a false dichotomy and attack my credibility because the obvious nuance between this is lost on these people. They're totally emotional.
This is very funny coming from the dude who doesn't know about any of the fucking nuances. Who just said the general statement of tourists on vacation are the same as fucking green card holders. Idiot.
They don't think about what they're saying at all. And I just think it's funny.
Very funny coming from
really
you.
Is. Grifter is just the most reaction content? Yeah, I guess so. Well, they use the term grifter to attack a person's credibility. I'm not grifting. If anything,
Asmongold, how long has it been since you started doing political content? Asmongold, you are the definition of a fucking grifter. Hilarious. Yeah, this is like, again, what else am I supposed to say? This is a child's interpretation. He doesn't even understand the basics.
If you want to think I'm a grifter, I don't know why you'd say that.
You are a poster child of a grifter.
But I'm committed to being retarded then.
I mean, you definitely are that.
I'm not being retarded as a joke. I'm being retarded
because you are
as a
retarded.
lifestyle.
Hey, he admitted it. He's the one who said that he's just a fucking retard. He admits it. He's just retarded, and he has no idea what he's talking about. Duh.
I live it. I'm always retarded.
At least he admits it. You know, good for you, Asmongold. A little bit of growth. But here. Next fucking thing. Yeah, this is also the same guy who's, like, done the whole fucking stupid, a dumb fuck idiot defenses for some of the most dumbest fucking people on the planet. But, you know, whatever. Doesn't matter. On to the next video. Assassin's Creed Shadows leak. Now, okay. The reason why I want to talk about this video, not mostly because of the content of the fucking... I don't really give a fuck about this leak. I don't give a shit about any of this stuff. A lot of the problem with Asmongold's logic, like he just did in the previous video before, because he doesn't have an understanding of any of the, like, geopolitical situations that he's talking about. He doesn't fucking know anything. He doesn't even know how the basics of, like, immigration, tenant, and law works. He doesn't know that either. He just says shit just to say shit. Because he's a fucking dumbass. And, yes, definitionally speaking, he is a grifter. Where was I going? Yeah, definitionally speaking, he is a fucking grifter. Because he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. The only reason why he even got into politics content recently is because there was a big audience for it. And he got bored of playing fucking video games. That's really about it. He got fucking he got put in the fucking alt-right pipeline. He got fucking radicalized. And he started doing political coverage. But here, I want to go over this video because it's not just about politics that his, like, dumb fuck idiot baby brain logic operates on. It's also sort of like just a general trend. We're going to speed this bad boy up. Listen, we like a little bit of stinky cheese.
Assassin's Creed Shadows got leaked. And when I say that, I mean the whole thing. The game got leaked. They literally just had the game get released out of nowhere on accident.
So I really thought, after all this time, we would be done with, like, AC Shadow scandal.
I'm going to tell you right now, just from that beginning part alone, he eventually also technically backs off of that position. Because it wasn't intended for it to be leaked. Why the fuck would a company intend to leak their fucking game? What are you fucking talking about? That's not how that works. But, you know, he'll actually disapprove with his own fucking position when you get more into the video.
I thought surely
Nope.
we had run out of things to talk about, and that we were just in, like, the home stretch where the game is being polished up, and then March 20th comes, it releases, yay, we're done, we move on, we talk about something else. But no, like, this game is, I don't know if it's cursed, I don't know if it's just mismanagement. I have no idea what's going on, but AC Shadows has just experienced one of the worst nightmare situations for any game.
It's the video game industry. It's mismanagement. And yeah, every game company under the planet knows that fucking leaks happens all the time. We all know about, like, Riddler Coup, who is, like, in contact with, like, an infamous Nintendo leaker about, like, Pokemon news. We know this. But, like,
Ubisoft's run by a bunch of monkeys, and the only thing that they have to put out the fires that they start is gasoline. It's really impressive, the fact that they're able to figure out new ways. Like, these people can invent ways that I would never even imagine are possible to fuck up. It's impressive.
Could possibly release. And it's just one more massive nail in the coffin of this game's marketing cycle. It's amazing that they've suffered through so many of these.
Have there been really big leaks? Every fucking company has big leaks. I guess in terms of relative scale is what we're talking about here. But, like,
disasters.
That's really
But you might be asking, Luke, what is that? What is it? What is it that has happened to Ubisoft and AC Shadows this time? The game is apparently just out there. It's
oops. Because they pushed it back, and they pushed it back so late in development. A lot of the copies and everything, and I bet that the production cycle of the game and the distribution cycle of the game, because that stuff is, like, so far in the future, it's hard to keep that up, right? And so, like, there was a miscommunication that happened somewhere along the line, and this is what it was.
He's probably not wrong when he's saying this. We can give this to Asmongold. He's not necessarily wrong. There's probably some miscommunication, something happened along in the supply chain that fucked up somewhere. This happens all the time. Now, we could talk about relative scale. That can be quibbled about. But does that mean like Ubisoft is run by like a bunch of fucking like monkeys, troglodytes, and morons? We could say that about the executive class that run video game companies, for sure. I don't think that necessarily is the case for the whole company itself. That is not necessarily proven.
Buy and save Ubisoft for us? Well, I said this before, right? There's the build 100 bridges, suck one dick, you're not a bridge builder, you're a dick sucker. Well, you suck 100 dicks and you build one bridge, you're Ubisoft. And here we are. This is 101 dicks.
Fully leaked. The entire game. There are physical
the whole
copies
thing.
people have gotten their hands on, and they are selling through places like Facebook Marketplace,
$100.
Craigslist, and outlets like that. Earlier on stream, I even had...
Why are you commenting on how much fucking money this is? Luke Stevens actually does a pretty decent job at sort of covering the entire fucking saying. Who the fuck knows if it's a saying? It doesn't fucking matter. He actually does a pretty interesting job and not necessarily sort of... Yeah, like Ubisoft, I don't think Ubisoft really cares about all this. Billions of like they're a $1 billion corporation. Who the fuck cares? If we're talking, because he brings up the example, Luke Stevens here, I believe is the name of the content creator that Asmongold's talking about here, comparing this to No Man's Sky, but doesn't really give any prescriptive statements. But for some fucking reason, Asmongold's commenting on the price. Now, the copy that the guy had for No Man's Sky, and it was a single copy, was being sold for like, got bid on and was bet for like, I don't know, $1,200, $1,300. I also want to have everyone keep this in mind. The marketing cycle and the amount of hype that was built up for No Man's Sky was immense. It was crazy. So there's a reason why it's sold up for this. It's sold for that much. Is the same level of hype sort of been talked about and brought up for Assassin's Creed Shadows? Did the CEO talk about like the completely crazy new revolutionary like ideas and promises that the game was going to have? Not that I've seen. I've seen that stuff for No Man's Sky, which makes sense why that initial copy that got leaked got sold for about $1,300. This dude's just trying to make a fucking markup on Assassin's Creed Shadows. So commenting on the fact that, seemingly a lot more copies got leaked out, which means there's a higher supply, which brings down the fucking demand, which brings down the fucking price. Basic Economics 101, dumbass. Crazy. It makes sense that, relatively speaking, Assassin's Creed Shadows is probably being sold for less on these marketplaces.
Had somebody in chat from Iran that was saying that they also have physical copies where they are, and they're just being sold by like street vendors and stuff. It's unbelievable. Like I'm at a loss for words. This is unreal. So in this video,
I mean, Asmongold, again, like, here's the thing, just taking what some random dude says as, like, true. Is it entirely possible that random fucking copies in Iran ended up there and they're being sold? They got, like, smuggled there or some shit? Maybe. Who the fuck knows? Could be a fucking scam. Who knows? Asmongold is just like, yeah.
Video, we're going to talk all about it because I have delved into whether or not this is actually real and true, or if they're just really good fakes. And Ubisoft has also responded to it officially at this point. And I'm going to also show you an instance of where this happened.
Because again, for Asmongold, it's about shitting on Ubisoft because he sees them as like a woke fucking company for having a black guy samurai. That's the basis for all the conservative attacks on Assassin's Creed Shadows, by the way, which was shit that I've covered much earlier in the sort of like marketing campaign that was taken in this fucking for this fucking video game. And by the way, so far, a lot of the fucking sort of woke DEI attacks that exist for Assassin's Creed Shadows, we're going to get some fucking examples when it becomes relevant. They haven't gone away. Actually, why don't we show some of them now? Here we go. Whoa. A gay relationship in the fucking game. Crazy. Who would have thought such a thing could be possible? An optional gay relationship. Conservatives are still fucking complaining about this shit. A black samurai in a relationship with a non-binary person. Again, optional fucking relationship. Optional. You don't necessarily have to do that. I mean, they've already... Listen. They've already done their attack Zane on Yasuke. Talk about, like, why is there a black man disrespecting the architecture in feudal Japan? Yeah. And you want to know why the logic of that is fucking stupid? Just the dumbest fucking shit on the planet. It's a game. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. I know that there was, like, a minister in Japan who was complaining about that. Who was this guy? Where this fucking dumbass, I guess, is being dishonest about it. But yeah. Original poster leaves that important context reference in the translation. The speakers talk about real-world vandalism that could be influenced by actions players can take in the game. You know, this is like literal fucking 90s tier, like, violence in video games fucking rhetoric. Is this sort of Japanese politician wrong about that? Could be correct. But I'm going to tell you right now, is Assassin's Creed Shadows going to inspire real-life fucking vandalism? Probably not. And this is the stupid fucking idiotic bullshit that mostly is operating in terms of the criticism of this fucking game. And we're going to get to the final fucking video. Well, we'll get to it. And we'll also get to that as well. Wait till they find out about non-binary people in Japan's history who were so popular they were banned because guys were too horny for them. Wah, 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 wah.
Before, and why this is way worse. So buckle up, because this dumpster fire is burning.
Ouch.
It's crazy,
Ouch.
man. It's crazy. But first, a thank you to our sponsor. World of Tanks is the online action game where you control tanks from World War II and box below. Just holding the game, multiple copies, and they are selling it for $100 a pop or even more in some cases. But this could be fake. I mean, realistically, it's not that hard. Go into Photoshop and to create some artwork with some AI art.
No, I don't think it's fake. There's just been too many people saying it happened. Nope,
with concept art that you get from the website and then put a sticker on the disc to make it.
As far as I can tell, this probably isn't fake either. These leaks are probably real. Even Ubisoft themselves acknowledged that this happened. Breakdown in communication, stuff like that. I think Luke is simply saying this as like maybe this particular post is fake because again, there could be fake scam copies. They can always fucking exist. But Asmongold is sort of like, this is where the logic, because he just hates Ubisoft and thinks it's like a woke DEI company, he doesn't want to even fucking consider that. It's entirely possible that this could also be fake. I mean, Ubisoft did acknowledge that it happens, right? But, you know, I think that the other content creator, let me move myself out of the way, is mostly talking about, hey, I mean, this particular post could be fake, which is entirely possible.
It look all official. It's not impossible. People have done it before. Well, to check on that, I did a little bit of digging while we were on stream for about 30 seconds, and I came across some videos people had posted where they had put the disc into their PlayStation 5s and installed the game and booted it up. And after going through the main menu selection, I can confidently...
So I guess probably what happened is that there's a date lock on the game, that the game probably would only work on PS5s that hadn't updated the game.
I love how someone immediately says DEI strikes again. This isn't because of fucking DEI. Even Asmongold himself said this. This is probably because of some breakdown in communication in the company, which is more than likely the case.
The way that I think that it works is that if you're playing a game and you end up, what do you call it? You're playing a game and, Jesus Christ, I totally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, and you're playing the game before it actually releases, the PS5 won't let you play it. But the difference with this game, and I think the reason why it might have worked, is because the delay was for a month. You see what I'm saying?
Say that this is real. This is real. As you recall, I went to a preview event for the game and saw how the game boots up, and this is real. Like, it's real. This is not faked. So I'm very confident in saying that. It's unfortunately very, very real. There are physical copies all over the planet that have a version of the game running on it, and it is playable. Realistically, what I think has happened is that copies of the game have been stolen from warehouses for shipment, and those copies are the ones being resold. And for whatever reason, there are no...
That's also possible as well. Could have been communication. Someone stole it because they want to make a quick markup buck.
protections with PlayStation 5 copies to prevent them from booting. I would have
No, there are protections, and I bet the problem is that the PlayStation 5s had not updated the official launch date for the game, so they're allowing it to be booted even though it's like not the launch date yet because it wasn't updated. That's probably what I think happened.
That there'd be some like online connectivity thing where like, oh, you put the disc in and then it has to verify that you own the license, but the game isn't out yet, so you just can't boot the game. But apparently that's just not in place, at least not yet.
There's the delay. I think that's why it happened.
So as of right now, people are able to just put these discs in their consoles and just boot the game.
See, here's the thing. What he's saying isn't entirely ridiculous. This could very well be the case for as to why. Like, neither of them are really saying it.
But I know what you're thinking. Luke, how on earth did they get so many physical copies in these warehouses where they could be stolen? Well, you remember the game was originally supposed to launch on February 14th.
Exactly. Yeah, there it is.
Valentine's Day. And then it was delayed out of nowhere to March 20th.
That's right.
Well, I can report very confidently that multiple members of the dev team did not know that the game was being delayed until it was delayed.
Wow.
They found out by seeing the post on social media, just like everybody else. Now, I'm sure some of the higher-ups knew about the delay. They got a call shortly before.
Unfortunately, a lot of companies do things like this in order to prevent insider trading. That's actually the main reason why they do it. It's not because of any sort of like employee issue. It's just simply a function.
Seemingly was like a fairly last-minute decision to push the game to
Makes
March,
sense.
and it was made from on high. And if that decision was made kind of impulsively or maybe suddenly, there's a strong chance that maybe some calls weren't made to these people who were shipping all of these copies of the game to distribution centers around the world for the physical release of the game on February 14th. Right. And so those deliveries still went through, and they showed up at the warehouses. Now, I'm sure they were labeled as confidential, as do not open, as if that's ever stopped anybody before. If anything, that might have called more attention to the boxes and shipments.
Make more money.
And so some of these individuals just opened up the boxes, took the copies out, and started flipping them online, which is, to be fair, very, very stupid. They're going to get caught. When I worked at Best Buy...
It usually, like, I mean, unless you work at the company, they're probably not going to go after a lot of the people. Like, if you're selling 7 copies of the game for, like, $700, it's probably not worth their time to go after you, unless they want to set an example.
Years
ago,
before
like
finishing college and like working elsewhere. I actually remember the launch of some games like Sekiro or Spider-Man, and we got copies of those games a few days early, not a month early, but like a few days before launch, and they would show up in these big cardboard boxes, and they were labeled like confidential, do not open before this date. Like they were very, red stickers everywhere. They were very, very clear what they were, but they were just cardboard boxes, and like the manager would just leave them in the back of the warehouse, and so technically, if you wanted to just go open it up and take copies, you could, and people would only find out when the official launch happened, and they were stocking shelves, and there were a bunch of copies missing because they had a certain inventory count of what should have been there. After that, they started like locking them in cages and stuff years later, but at least back then at Best Buy we would just leave things out and about. It was like very non-secure, let's just say, insecure, dare I say. And it wouldn't surprise me if there's also
because they expect people to steal their shit. Yeah, I mean, it's
security lapse that's happening at warehouses around the world because it's a big place, the world, and so chances are that one of those cages or boxes was left unattended. Somebody went in, swiped 3 copies of the game, and then started.
Again, like I said, nothing really ridiculous is being posited here. But we'll get to the ridiculousness eventually.
Selling it on Facebook Marketplace or wherever this is. I don't know what this app is, but they started selling it, and that's how this happens. As for the guy that was in chat that told me in Iran there's like street vendors and people that have access to the game already, those could be fake copies, or it could also just be another instance where there was a shipment delivered to some warehouse, and the warehouse guy was like, no, give me X number of dollars, and I'll let you just take it, and I'll say they were stolen. And then they just take the copies of the game, sell them on the streets.
I don't even know if it's a security thing. I think with a lot of these cases, and this is true with a lot of like bad actors and people like this, usually the leak or the security threat comes from inside.
I love how someone in his chat is saying Iran has internet. Iran is a modern country. They have developed, they have industrialized, they have the internet. They're just mostly sanctioned off from the rest of the world, but okay, whatever.
Side of the company, and it's a person who is performing an action on behalf of somebody for money. That's oftentimes what it is.
It happened very, very quickly and easily when there's not a lot of safeguards in place to protect against this type of thing. And so I can say pretty confidently the leaks are very, very real, and I think it's a lot more widespread than what happened a while back, specifically in 2016 when a copy of No Man's Sky leaked early. And this is actually something that was talked about in the Engoodening of No Man's Sky, a video from the one and only internet historian, in which he shows this little moment that you might recall from the video.
Holy shit.
If your game isn't coming out for another 2 weeks, then why is there a box copy on eBay?
Uh-oh.
That's right. It's a leak. Someone broke the embargo and is selling early access to the highest bidder. And the bids start rolling in.
So here's what I'm gonna go into. Tear into Asmongold here for.
Now that's crazy. Now doesn't that just tell you a whole lot about Assassin's Creed Shadows?
That fucking means absolutely fucking nothing. It has already been fucking established that quite a few copies of Assassin's Creed Shadows has already fucking leaked. That has been established. Simple fucking supply and demand. Basic economic principle, okay? That was the one and only fucking copy of No Man's Sky that got fucking leaked. So it got sold for way more fucking money. Keep in mind, let's also not forget about the marketing campaign that went into hyping up No Man's Sky. constant fucking talks from the creator, the game director of the game, No Man's Sky, talking about, oh, how this game is crazy. It's going to be something totally new, crazy, and revolutionary. So there was a lot of hype built up around that game. Of course, it came out and it was a complete fucking disastrous shit show. But as far as I remember, No Man's Sky got a lot better. There is nowhere near the amount of fucking marketing effort has been put into Assassin's Creed Shadows in comparison to No Man's Sky. So to make a direct comparison between the two is fucking idiotic. Incredibly fucking stupid. You have a good one, Boy Meets Mini. Very fucking stupid. This is not a fucking one-to-one fucking comparison. Simply fucking put. But Asmongold is a fucking idiot, so he will make those one-to-one comparisons. There are differences between these two leaks. The relative scale of the Assassin's Creed Shadow leaks, much higher than that of No Man's Sky. And the amount of hype that went into No Man's Sky is leagues and magnitudes higher in comparison to that of Assassin's Creed Shadows. People were way more fucking significantly hyped for No Man's Sky.
That it was $1,000, and this was in 2016. So $1,000 in 2016 is like $10,000 in 2025, and they're barely trying to sell Assassin's Creed Shadows for $100.
Yeah, like, I mean, this is like a baby brains comparison. Stupid, just dumb.
Man, oh.
Incredibly fucking idiot.
It reaches $1,300
Wow.
US. Sold to some guy with the Reddit handle Damien.
Yeah.
He gets his hands on it and starts uploading footage to YouTube and Dailymotion.
That's crazy. Dailymotion.
See what you want to say.
Haven't heard that word for a while.
And this was one copy. It went out. It started picking up steam online. This guy played it. He made a review, and he
So this is the sort of criticisms that I have also here of Luke Stevens, not really getting into the reasoning for as to why it sold for that high. The hype that went into this game for No Man's Sky was astronomical. Everybody was talking about this game that was coming out. Everyone and their mother was fucking talking about it. Not so much for Assassin's Creed Shadows. The comparison is just not there. And damn, like, as we all know, like, we know why the huge leak of Assassin's Creed Shadows, generally speaking, happened. Executive dysfunction. Poor communications to the teams, more than likely to the logistics and supply teams. More than likely is what happened there. For as to why a bunch of copies of Assassin's Creed Shadows got leaked. A bunch of scalpers got their hands on it, and they were able to, sell it for a marked up fucking price. But Asmongold hates Ubisoft. He can't think of anything else besides in, like, stupid zero-sum one-for-one comparisons. Because, again, not much going on up here.
he actually said he really liked the game. He was actually fairly
he was wrong.
upbeat and positive
a bad
about it.
opinion.
He gave it a pretty good marks.
Wrong
Though
opinion.
he did point out some bugs here and there. But this was just one copy. What's
Yeah.
happened with AC Shadows are dozens, if not hundreds upon hundreds of copies, possibly thousands, but
Yes.
at least hundreds.
I don't know why, like, Asmongold is saying, like, oh yeah, it's a wrong opinion. Or just wrong. It's just bad. Doesn't make it necessarily bad. The initial sort of, like, review that guy did of the game, the dude just fucking said his thoughts on it. Like, it's meaningless. It doesn't matter. Like, once the game actually came out, people really found out and understood, like, oh, holy shit, this is a fucking disastrous shit show. But,
copies that are just
whatever.
out there and gone and available freely. Now, there are some steps they can take to lock this down. Allegedly, there's a way that they could contact PlayStation, and PlayStation could lock down on all of this, and they could just be like, oh, this app, executable, whatever, is not launchable on the PlayStation 5 console.
Yeah, but the people that are doing that will just unplug their PlayStation from the internet, and then they'll just keep playing the game offline. So, like, that wouldn't even do anything.
And so if you try to do it, it'll identify it as a stolen copy, your account's flagged, maybe even terminated for breaking TOS. There's all sorts of stuff that they could theoretically do, but it requires PlayStation to act on it, and there's just so many variables that it's really hard to say whether or not we would ever see something like that happen. But what I can say confidently is, like, if they do have a way of trying to go after these guys that are playing early versions of the games, they will and should probably go after.
I mean, they could go after these people for sure, but the reality is that it's probably not worth it to do that. Because really, this didn't happen. The issue is that, like, if this was something that was happening as, like, a result of an insider person doing something bad, then that would be one thing. But this really seems like it happened as a breakdown of supply chain communication. That's really what it seems like happened. They thought the game was being released. It got delayed. That wasn't communicated properly. The games were unboxed, and then now...
Here's the thing. This is not really disagreeable, to be honest. He's more than likely correct here. That happens. Ubisoft fucked up somewhere. More than likely, the executives more than likely fucked up somewhere. I don't think that's a ridiculous thing to say.
So really, like, what are you achieving? What are you doing? Like, what's your best case scenario when you go after and sue somebody for selling 7 copies of this game and making like the equivalent of like what 7? You're upselling at $40. So what is that? $240? Like $280? Who cares?
Them
it's
for stealing copies of games that have not released yet. With this, it's just really, really remarkable because, again, it's not just one copy. It's many all over the world, and it's probably because of shipments going out that were supposed to be canceled after the delay to March, but that didn't happen, and so they've just shown up around the world and are getting scooped up by people, which is wild. But they've actually responded to it, and to their credit, they've actually responded very promptly and quickly. Ubisoft, through the official Assassin's Creed handle, said, "Hello everyone, we are aware players have accessed Assassin's Creed Shadows ahead of its official release.
So they admitted
the development team is still working on patches.
So for anybody who thinks it's fake, they literally said it was happening. Prepare
the experience for launch, and any footage shared online does not represent the final quality of the game. Leaks are unfortunate."
Who the fuck said it was fake, by the way? I'm curious. Like, what's like the implication being said here? Like, why would he say that, like, God, people who were saying it's fake? Oh, you know. Luke Stevens said that it's potential that that copy that was being sold on Facebook Marketplace was fake. I also said that it's possible, right, that some of the copies even said that were sold out there were possibly fake. You even said that you agreed with fucking what Luke Stevens was saying here in saying that that it's possible for them to be fake, but like no, as if you're like some like insider and you have like a bunch of fucking information in comparison. Nice meme.
And can diminish the excitement for players. We kindly ask you not to spoil the experience for others. Thank you to our community for already taking steps to protect everyone from spoilers. Stay in the shadows, avoid the spoilers, and keep an eye on our channel.
What letter does leak start with?
For more official surprises in the coming weeks. March 20th will be here soon. And listen, I joked at the top that like maybe the game is cursed. At this point, like they might be. I cannot think of another game that has suffered so many setbacks, so many like scandals.
Duke Nukem Forever.
So many issues within the game's marketing cycle. It's bizarre. It's crazy. Again, like we can point to other games where they've had one of these, or maybe, you know, half of one and half of the other. But AC Shadows has just managed to step on every single possible landmine while trying to get across the finish line.
Mega cooked.
And I love how everyone in his dumb fuck chat is saying like, oh, this is all because of woke DEI karma. Like this is how you know, like, these people are fundamentally just incapable of, like, engaging in, like, any other form of, like, critical analysis or thought. How do you know it's because of, like, black people fucking working at Ubisoft? How do you know that's the case as to why the fucking leaks happened? Ridiculous. It's just nonsense. It's because, well, it's because they're fucking racists. Whoa. Asmongold's chat has a bunch of dumb fuck racists in it. Say it ain't so. Who would have thought such a thing could be fucking conceivable? Could be possible. Crazy, I know.
Remarkable. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't blame Ubisoft if they were like, let's just get this over with.
Just take it out to the barn and shoot it. Like that's, exactly. Like at this point, they should just release the game and just give up, man. Just give up. I definitely
move the release date up. We'll launch on May or March 4th or something, or 5th or 6th, whatever the hell of Friday is. We'll just launch it then, call it good, and we'll just move on. Maybe Tencent buys us out. We don't care anymore.
Hopefully.
I wouldn't blame them, because this has just been one massive headache for close to a year now. And I don't know if it's just that like Shadows is cursed, or if it's just that we're very aware of it, so there's a lot more reporting and attention.
No, it's the company's run by retards, because of, what do you call it, Star Wars Outlaws was stupid. The Prince of Persia good game had the studio get closed. Like, it's basically, again, it's like Ubisoft is an apple tree, but instead of apples, it's mistakes. And so, like, it's not like you're going to randomly have the mistake tree drop a golden fruit, is it? That's not going to happen. No, it's just going to be more mistakes. It's a dick tree. Yeah, all they're dropping is dicks. Exactly. Yeah, I like
these
that. That's better.
Scandals that wouldn't normally apply to other games. I really don't know what it is, but AC Shadows, man, it's just one thing after another. Ubisoft really cannot catch a break with this game. You know, maybe they finally catch a break if reviews are really, really good, but with these leaks now, there's a good chance that a lot of these people, even hundreds of people around the world, will play and finish the game before reviewers even get their hands on a copy, which is wild.
I think that what is going to happen is that the fact that nothing crazy for the game has been shown yet, people probably have finished the game by now. And what that tells me is that Assassin's Creed Shadows is probably a 7 to an 8 game. It's a very average, run-of-the-mill game. Nothing too crazy, nothing too awful, just Maybe a 6. You guys think maybe it'll be a 6? Yeah. But like, it's not going to be like Star Wars Outlaws, where like the game was just a terrible game, it was awful. I think it's going to be somewhere in that middle point. That's where I was.
You get a flood of reviews from people that
Yeah.
got the game early because of this and are just posting videos and getting their social accounts destroyed in the process, but posting videos and gameplay and stuff before reviewers even get access to the game. It's just baffling and insane, but that's just, it's the Shadows curse. I don't know what else to call it. It really is crazy. I can't think of another game that's had this many problems. It's really, really remarkable, but yeah, I don't know if I'm forgetting a game that had an even more disastrous marketing cycle. Let me know. Fallout 76 was a train wreck, but mainly after launch. It was just scandal after scandal after scandal. But before launch, it was fairly straightforward. But this game, man, it's just one thing after another. They cannot catch a break. But that's going to do it for me. Just a quick little update video on the whole AC Shadows thing. Let me know what you think of all of these leaks and things, and if I'm forgetting any other scandalous games that have run into many, many problems before that I'm forgetting about. Because I'm sure there's got to be another, right, that's had a similarly troubled marketing cycle, but I can't think of anything quite this bad. So let me know in the comments. I'll eagerly await finding out about other hilarious things. Maybe Concord? Concord was a mess. So maybe Concord was that was a bit of a train wreck, but anyway, we'll keep it on.
Yeah, that was Concord. Concord's like just a story of like what happens when developer tries to hop onto a trend way too fucking late, kind of a deal, to be honest, and tries to like market it in a particular way where it's just like, oh, really cool and heckin' epic stuff like that. Most of the gaming news I get is from Stephanie Sterling. I get it from them for the most part. I don't know if they've talked about the Assassin's Creed Shadow leaks all that much. Generally speaking, the main problems with like Ubisoft, they've covered that before. Like, you know, Yves Guillemot doing cover-ups for fucking sexual assault and stuff like that. You know, and like it's like the broader pattern of like bad shit that was happening in the games industry, which was good. You know, that's good stuff to fucking cover. You know, should personally, I think if you're a woman who's working at a company, it probably would be a good thing for you not to get sexually harassed. That's probably, you know, generally a good thing. Mostly what I wanted to cover in this video, generally speaking, is like the sort of like bad tendencies and logic that Asmongold engages in, broadly speaking. Like with the fucking the No Man's Sky fucking comparison. Like I outlined before, the hype for that game was on another level in comparison to Shadows. One copy got leaked, it sold for $12.50. And that was the only copy that fucking leaked. How many fucking copies of AC Shadows are out there? Probably hundreds. Let's say hundreds. And so they sold for about $100 each. Supply, demand, and the relative hype completely fucking different. It's on a different fucking magnitude. But Asmongold, like a fucking idiot, just because he hates Ubisoft. And you can hate Ubisoft. That's fine. Hate it for fucking good reasons, not for this. This is just a stupid reason. Just dumb. He hates it because like black people in Shadows, or non-binary, like people of LGBTQ fucking persuasions, queers exist. So grr, hate French company. Grr, I hate them because of that. It's not for like any actual like a logical, consistent fucking reason. He just hates it because, broadly speaking, anti-woke dumbasses fucking hate the game. That's the fucking main problem.
On Shadows, we'll keep looking at it, but don't look up spoilers. Don't watch the videos because they are out there and they are real. And just be aware, it's a problem, and it's going to be a problem for the next month before the game comes out. So buckle up. It's dangerous out there. But with that said, thank you for watching. I love you all. Also, go watch my Monster Hunter Wilds review. I just put up this morning, so go do that. Much love, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.
Well, I kind of feel bad for Ubisoft to have the game leaked, and I wasn't really going to cover a lot of the leaks.
So
I mean, I can talk about it happening, right? It's easy to talk about it happening, but in a general sense, it's always disappointing when you see a game get leaked like this. And I think that it's sad for the development team and everything. I do feel bad for them, and I think that leaks are kind of disappointing, and it's disappointing to see it happen. But at the end of the day, you know, you make this many delays, you have this happen, and so many of them are happening at the 11th hour. Then you're going to have this happen. Like that's how anything is. Ubisoft can suck it. Oh shit, bro, people are tired of it, I guess. Well, maybe you're right, man. Like I don't know. All I'm saying is that I don't think that it's a...
People are tired of it? I guess, like, tired of what? Like, the leaks, probably? The fact that the development cycle's been such a shit show? I think that's fair to say. Sure, fuck it.
A really crazy big deal. But I think the fact that nothing that's, like, super, like, controversial has come out about Assassin's Creed Shadows. Like, a lot of the people that have been playing it, that have been leaking it, nobody's been saying it's, like, crazy good or crazy bad. Am I weird for thinking that, like, it's odd?
Wait, then why the fuck... then why the fuck does so many people within your broader political persuasion make such a fucking controversy about Yasuke being black? Or about some of the other fucking characters? Because I already showed the fucking tweets. I already showed the fucking, like, whole fucking shebang. And and I've already covered about, like, the sort of main fucking catalyst for as to why people didn't like Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's because of the existence of black person in feudal fucking Japan. Did Asmongold engage in the sort of same tendencies? Maybe. I have no idea, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but as far as I know, not really. The idea of, like, oh man, my historical realism and accuracy is being destroyed. I'm so angry and upset about that. Because that's what a lot of people were generally sort of going with. Just, like, stupid, like, idiotic, like, racist bullshit. Because, like, yeah, who the fuck cares if main fucking character is a big burly black guy? Who the fuck gives a shit about any of that? Stupid. Because that was the main stuff that most conservatives were talking about. And again, dumb fuck complaining about the gayness. Dumb fuck complaining about an optional non-binary person relationship. Stupid. That's what the stupid shit that people were complaining about, generally speaking. Which is the exact same stuff that Asmongold has complained about in the past as well. But, you know, who the fuck cares? None of this matters.
That nobody has really said any real feedback or said anything really about the game in general. Yeah, and so besides the grapes, yeah, exactly, it's mid. Yeah, and so I think it's going to be a mid game. Yeah, it could be, hey,
sure,
and maybe it's going to be a 6. Like, after Avowed, I'm going to be kind of afraid to give another game a 7. That even though I enjoyed Avowed, a lot of other people thought I was fucking wrong. So, yeah, the whole game got leaked. I'll give you guys a link to the video.
By the way, like, this is why people think you're probably a fucking grifter. You're more responding to the audience capture. You decided to give Avowed a 7 because personally you felt like you liked it and you fucking enjoyed it. And that's fine. And then now you're talking about all the people who were pissed about, like, you giving Avowed a fucking 7. This is why people think you're a fucking grifter, by the way. And this is why I also think you're a fucking grifter. Because, again, you can give Avowed a fucking 7. I don't know why you're afraid about giving another game like that a 7. You probably had your own underlying reasonings, and that's fine. Who the fuck cares about the 3 IQ fucking troglodytes in your audience who got fucking mad about that? This is why people think you're a grifter and you don't believe in anything. Anything for audience retention and capture.
Give the video, like, I've watched a number of Luke's videos, and I agree with a lot of his takes on this kind of stuff. So, yeah, there you go.
Generally sort of middle. Yeah, like, not as much to dig in there, to be honest. The only reason why I wanted to go over that video in particular is because it tells you about the sort of underlying logic and consistency that Asmongold likes to engage with. In particular, with that No Man's Sky bit. It was mostly what I wanted to cover and talk about. But we got one more fucking video to go over. Assassin's Creed Shadows criticism is now harassment. Buckle up, because this one's a real fucking doozy.
Ubisoft is planning to protect developers from harassment with Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Hope you guys had a great weekend. We got some hilarious news being reported.
So that's in tandem with the Canadian government. I believe this was something that was recently announced. Because, again, here's the fucking thing. Are a bunch of people, like I just showed already, with those fucking goddamn small videos complaining about, like, the gay people or the optional gay scenes and optional fucking non-binary shit, and all the fucking goddamn people complaining about Yasuke being black in feudal Japan, even though he's a character who exists, my historical realism and accuracy, complaining about that in a fucking Assassin's Creed game. Stupid. My historic realism in the fucking, like, alien race Isu fucking game with, like, highly advanced sci-fi technology in, like, medieval fucking Europe. We're complaining about historical recounting and telling for the purposes of just making a fictional story. But yeah, you know, My historic realism, don't like that, stinky and bad, is fundamentally fucking stupid. But here we go.
Reported here, apparently Ubisoft is, as Bandar Hub says here in their tweet, preparing to curb the backlash against critics of Assassin's Creed Shadows. They're going as far as sending lawyers after you if they deem your criticism a targeted attack or harassment. My gosh, isn't that pathetic? They include this diagram. Let's check this out.
Yes, let's read
Ubisoft
it.
prepares an anti-harassment plan to target critics. News, according to BFM TV. An extreme stressful situation that Ubisoft prefers to anticipate. An anti-online harassment plan.
Yeah, this is what's going to happen with new games. This happens with all games nowadays. Ubisoft sore losers. Well, that's why they sent you a copy. Oh, so wait. Wouldn't that be entrapment?
Was even presented to the CSE.
It would be entrapment if you engaged in fucking criticisms like this, you fucking retard. This is the type of fucking criticisms that they are more than likely going to go after. And that's if it catalyzes a lot of harassment, death threats, people DMing fucking devs. Because this shit has happened in the past. Let's talk about Zoe Quinn and Anita fucking Sarkeesian. Those are the two that this has happened to before. Ubisoft is very well aware about the existence of Gamergate. Same with most other fucking companies. And we're sort of living in that exact same similar fucking environment. Yet again. Because of dipshits like yourself, Asmongold.
To accompany the game's release and protect employees. Quote, it's an initiative from Canada. There's a team that monitors networks and acts quickly in the event of a targeted attack.
Initiative from Canada.
Unquote, explains an elected official. Psychological and legal support is promised employees who are targeted. Another quote here. Unlike what we've had before, this is serious.
Yeah, true.
Thus, messages posted by internet users on X, formerly Twitter, Reddit, or even videos on YouTube will be closely monitored by a dedicated unit in order to respond quickly to the slightest problem. Lawyers are already ready to file complaints in the event of proven harassment.
The thing is that, and this is the problem that I have.
Yes, because again, literally, quite literally, harassment campaigns have been fucking catalyzed by stupid, dumb fuck, bad faith criticisms. Gamergate. Withstanding as always. It was so bad that literally fucking Zoe Quinn and Anita Sarkeesian testified in front of the UN talking about the problems with online harassment campaigns, which is insane. That's how bad it got. But, you know, we might be fucking living in that exact same fucking era again. It's crazy.
In essence, I agree with this. I think that if you're harassing developers on a personal level because you don't like what's happening in a video game, you need to be put in a box because you're not ready for civil society. You're not ready to be in the real world. You need to be in a box, and that way you don't hurt yourself or hurt anybody else.
Yet you engage in the exact same fucking dumb fuck, bad faith fucking criticisms that catalyze harassment campaigns like this. Again, when the fucking harassment campaigns started, all the Gamergate creators also said, don't fucking go out and harass people. But it didn't fucking matter. People still went out and did it anyways. Why is that? Because again, for people like this, it's never been about the fucking criticism. It's never been about good faith engagement. They don't care about good faith engagement. It's about whipping people up into a frenzy to give you money on the fucking internet. Because you're a grifter. You have an audience that you have captured, first and foremost. You are going to give them the slop content that they demand. Not because you genuinely fucking believe in it. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I have no way of knowing that for certain. But this is the type of content your audience demands, so you will provide. Of first order principle. It was the same thing with fucking Gamergaters. Exact same thing. All of them were fucking grifters.
But where do you draw the line here? Sounds like a sales pitch to their workforce? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and also, by the way, this really, it doesn't fill anybody, does it fill anybody with any confidence that they're saying?
We know what the line is. Gamergate set the standard. More than likely, they know what they're going to be looking for.
I don't know, I feel like not so good, huh? Not so good. We have to define harassment. Yeah, if a employee is public. Well, I think harassment is very simple, right? Harassment is when you make something personal, when you are attacking them in private channels. Like, for example, you see a developer, you find out their phone number, and you're calling them. That, in my opinion, is uncivilized behavior that no one should be expected to tolerate. No one should tolerate that. You do that, that's harassment. But saying that your game sucks dick on Twitter is not harassment.
And they're more than likely not going to go after anyone who says that. I would love to see proof of anyone who says that your game sucks on Twitter, of people like that getting fucking banned. Yeeted into the fucking stratosphere. I would like to see that, because I can tell you, more than likely, questionable on if that's happened. Highly questionable. I will be surprised. Because again, a lot of the fucking types of criticisms that these fucking anti-woke types will catalyze are stupid, idiotic, bad faith fucking dumb fuck criticisms. And they will catalyze harassment campaigns out of it. They'll be subtle about it. Make sure that their hands are clean as much as they fucking can. Because we've seen this happen before. Gamergate is a template to stuff like this. We know.
And hopefully it's not the truth either. I guess we're going to find out. Actually seen this sort of corpo jargon from various other corporations before as well. Yeah. And they seem to love loosely defining this stuff, or like not defining it at all, right? Like oftentimes what they would call targeted harassment or attacks is like valid criticism against the game. And you would think this sort of corporate...
Yeah, I mean, I think that all the time people conflate harassment.
Again, the thing is that is true. You need to provide any evidence of this. As far as I know, this is the policy that has just been implemented. When does this video come out? 1 day ago. What are the results? What have they found? Do we know yet? Probably not. So what's with this conjecture? Strange.
With criticism in order to make people feel sorry for them, basically. I think that's effectively what happens in a lot of these cases.
Is something anyone would like get behind criticizing, right? Like this is not something that should be defended. However,
I'll give you an example. So an example of this is like that Matt Hansen guy from Obsidian. People were criticizing him and attacking him personally, but I think that all of that criticism was completely fair, and there's nothing wrong with it because he's making personal statements on a public website. If you're making public statements on a public website, and then people come back and they say, "Wow, these statements are really stupid, and it sounds racist for you to say this," that's not harassment.
What were the statements that? Okay, sure. How about okay? Here we go. Why don't we put that to the because that's really fucking dumb. Asmongold, your brain is made out of mold. You are incapable of fucking thinking consistently or logically. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. You're a stupid dumb fuck. Is that like the kind of statement that Matt Hansen had? Is Asmongold going to provide the fucking underlying context? Saying stuff like that is fine. People say the same shit about me. I don't give a fuck. But people will very often catalyze and do targeted fucking harassment campaigns. Again, Gamergate withstanding, yet again, based off of complete bad faith, idiotic fucking criticisms. Now, has Asmongold engaged in any bad faith, broadly speaking, of Assassin's Creed Shadows yet? You'd have to probably look at his video talking about the sort of review that he has of the game. If he talks about anything fucking stupid, or if he's mostly talking about yeah, I have a problem with this because I don't really think it's good like this. It could be good faith, it could be bad faith. You don't really know. But again, this is a lot of the fucking stupid dumb fuck criticism that they are talking about. A gay scene that is optional. Having a relationship with a non-binary person. A black samurai in a relationship with a non-binary person. This is just stupid fucking dog shit. This is an actual critique of a fucking game. This is dumb. Very stupid. And that's generally speaking a lot of the stuff, in particular with a lot of the content creators that Asmongold watches who do review of games, target specifically all the woke DEI fucking nonsense. And that is bad faith, dumb fuck criticism. If you don't want to have a relationship with a non-binary person, then don't. No one's going to get triggered over that. Or all the stupid dumb fucks. I'm not going to talk about the politician isn't the one, but I mostly have this image as an idea of there was a lot of people who were complaining about footage in the game of you destroying architecture and infrastructure within feudal Japan, being, oh, this is highly disrespectful. It's it's a video game. You can just not destroy that if you don't want to. Whoa, crazy. And pay whatever, LARPy fucking respect that you want to pay. You can do that. That's fine. But, pinning that as, a development mistake on the fucking game is extremely fucking stupid. That is something that can catalyze a harassment campaign, as shown by fucking Gamergate on Zoe Quinn and Anita Sarkeesian. The sort of evergreen examples of this sort of happening. Asmongold, as far as I know, has not engaged in those criticisms. Because I think Asmongold can broadly understand that's really fucking dumb. Who the fuck cares? It's a game. You can just not do that or do it. I know that Elon did that with like the, I don't like GTA because you shoot cops in it. It's like, bro, it's a fucking game. You can just not shoot the cops. You can do that if you want. You have agency as a human being. What are you, a child? Stupid.
It's not. At all. He came out was done publicly? Yeah, exactly. Activist outlet The Gamer apparently is taking Ubisoft's side on this one. Well, they have to. Ubisoft reportedly has a plan to protect devs from harassment when this...
Activist outlet The Gamer.
Assassin's Creed Shadows launches with the bullet points. Ubisoft reportedly has a plan in place to protect devs from views after Assassin's Creed Shadows launches. Devs are apparently already being told to be cautious on social media, and Ubisoft is also said to be... Yeah, that's probably...
Yeah, because, again, a lot of devs get fucking death threats all the fucking time. This is something that has been documented. We know this. Of, like... And you can have criticisms of Assassin's Creed Shadow because it's not an actual good game. But, again, with the examples that I just showed earlier... Fucking dumb fuck criticisms like that. Oh, look at the woke DEI stuff. They're doing this as a precautionary message against dumb fuck anti-woke gamergaters because they know that it's a fucking thing again and that harassment campaigns and people have fucking killed themselves because of shit like this. So they're putting in preventative measures just in case.
Be a good idea. I think that the video game industry has a huge problem of these like weird, like completely socially captured like identity politics zealots that are now in video games.
That's really fucking funny coming from you who engages with all the dumb fuck anti-woke fucking goddamn content content creators who engage in identity politics all the fucking time. The fucking dumbass that you're fucking listening to right now literally called the Gamer an activist outlet. Because they're reporting on something that Ubisoft is doing. What the fuck are you talking about?
And Ubisoft doesn't want to have, like what happened to Obsidian happen to them. They don't want to have one or two of their employees that has like these extreme weird views go out and just start fucking saying this from the rooftops, and now everybody's mad they don't like your game. That's not just the video game industry. Yeah, but I'm talking about the video game industry.
About?
We put them in a box? Yeah, no, for sure. And one dude killed Avowed. Okay, but when will that put you in a box because you're talking about a game? Well, if you are invading a person's personal space and harassing and stalking them, and in some cases threatening them, this is something that doesn't have anything to do with video games. So criticism of a video game is very different than personal harassment. Like, it's that simple.
Yes, but the problem is, like I said before, a lot of the people who have catalyzed harassment campaigns before have only bad faith criticisms of video games. Now, Asmongold hasn't done any of those quite yet. But for the examples that I've shown, those are fucking bad faith, dumb fuck criticisms of Assassin's Creed Shadows. If those fucking criticisms, like I said before, like here, and here, where they're soying the fuck out over a stupid optional relationship that you can engage in the game, for the express purposes of engagement bait, because that's why they're doing this. It's pure fucking engagement bait. They don't give a shit about, like, the gameplay in the game. No one gives a fuck. Like, literally, as this fucking guy says right here. This guy, for as far as I could know, probably a complete dumbass. This is an RPG. You literally made the choice to romance. It's an entirely optional interaction that you can simply say no to. Getting mad at this is on the same level as getting mad at KCD2 for having a gay option as well. It's insecure as fuck. Perfectly catalyzes exactly the sort of dumb fucks that are making these criticisms. And a lot of the criticisms that Asmongold also fucking makes. In terms of woke DEI bullshit in fucking games. Exact fucking criticisms can perfectly apply to you, Asmongold.
collaborating with a Canadian government agency is combat online abuse. What? I think they meant to combat online abuse, not is combat online abuse, but who knows with these people.
Yeah.
Furthermore, they actually write like a full article here. They say, it's hard to imagine that morale has been great at Ubisoft since Assassin's Creed Shadows revealed. The first trailer was released last spring, and since then the game's been hit with delays, and the studio has faced layoffs. But of course, the main story surrounding Assassin's Creed Shadows is the backlash, as the anti-woke/DEI/whatever it's called now movement made the game its latest target. This was all because
this isn't limited to games like AC Shadows. GGG dropped all communication because players went too far. Yeah, exactly. And this is and the problem is that this is so it's like that meme. The worst person you know made a great point. I think that's the situation here. I actually support Ubisoft in this, but the question is always to what extent will this be used?
It might be used on people like you if you keep complaining about like woke DEI bullshit. Like, what are you talking about? I've already shown the examples. I keep showing them of the people who keep complaining about the woke DEI-ness, or like those woke curator game lists. Like, where is it? Where's the woke curated game list? Woke game list. These fucking guys. They're probably gonna go after dumb fucks like this, who will literally call everyone, everything, and everyone under the sun woke, based off of what exactly? Complete nothingness. Just stupid, idiotic nonsense. They're probably gonna shut down criticism from these dumb fucks because it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? You can go over the fucking criticisms. They're just like what? Lonely Mountain Snow Riders contains overtly LGBTQ messaging. Uses a body slider instead of a male-female distinction during character creation. That's the sort of like criticisms that we're engaging with here. That more than likely is going to be gone after. If they're organized, if there's a bunch of like fucking people coming in to harass them. But you know, it doesn't matter. Just say fucking complete nonsense and conjecture. And it works.
One of the game's protagonists, while critics say that they take issue with Shadows for running off as a samurai, it doesn't take a lot of looking to find violently racist imagery and language being used towards the game and its depictions of its black protagonist. The backlash was intense with Elon Musk joining in on the hate. So, let's pause for a second.
Yeah, which is true, by the way. Elon Musk complained about the woke DEI stuff. Let me see if I could find that. Elon Musk Assassin's Creed. That did not take fucking long at all. DEI kills art. I guess the Canadian government's gonna have to keep going after Elon Musk. And this was the early stuff, by the way. This is when the game was just revealed about Yasuke. Stupid. We're talking about a real historical samurai. As far as we know, like, Yasuke was like a retainer. He was given a weapon and whatnot. But here's the thing with fucking with Assassin's Creed games. We're talking about a game that engages with like aliens who exist, have created highly advanced weapons and technology, and we're complaining about historical fucking accuracy. Anyone who has fucking played Assassin's Creed knows that when they are talking about, hey, we are using historical periods and times in our game, that's it. They're using it as a vessel to tell their own fucking stories. There was no assassin fucking order that fucking existed that was established in the early fucking 200s BC during the time of the fucking Romans. Wasn't a fucking thing that happened. There was an assassin order during the during the time of the Second Crusades. Masyaf Castle was a real place. But the historic accuracy of that stuff is completely fucking different. They were just an order of assassins who could be hired like mercenaries. Assassin's Creed purposefully took that, decided to make it sort of a more secret order society kind of a deal, and decided to tell that as a different story. That's the twisting of the actual historic people and events to tell a story. That's how that works. But yeah, Elon Musk did join into that stuff. Whoopsie.
There's been a lot of critiques towards this game for various reasons, including even the architecture apparently being more Chinese than Japanese.
And it's not hate entirely. Like, there are some people that just disagree with you. Like, they might not like what you're doing. That's not necessarily hate. Can you clarify the situation?
Do I need to, like, go into, like, all the happy merchant fucking memes that probably happened? I shouldn't even say probably happened. That definitely fucking happened as a result of, like, Assassin's Creed Shadows being announced. Do I need to go into those?
And with, like, Dragon Age Veilguard.
All the, like, fucking black people as, like, monkey fucking drawings?
Again, which game at senior devs getting on a soapbox. Do you think these scenarios are different or similar? Sure. With Veilguard, any of the criticisms of the only person who was outspoken in Veilguard was Corinne Bush, which was the one of the main directors of the game. And I never said that it's this person's fault. I never harassed them. I said they did a bad job because I think that they did. But other than that, who gives a fuck? I think that it's such an obvious difference whenever you're talking about harassment versus criticism.
Asmongold's probably not going to go into the basis of what the criticism that he has is. Like, what did she say? What was said? What was done? I just thought she did a bad job. It's like, okay, sure, man.
Including people who even tried the game out already, criticizing how clunky Yasuke felt to play, and or that he also just made the combat like way too easy. It's like easy mode. Those are just a few examples. But hey, to the activists over the gamer, of course they want to try and manipulate a narrative around this whole thing. I also love how journalists and other modern audience type people, etc., etc.
Activists over at the gamer. 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 Yeah, DEI kills art. Dumb fuck historical backlash. This fucking website's actual existence. Complaining about an optional fucking romance option. 2 optional romance options. Activists at the gamer. Okay.
Constantly trying to act like DEI is something that like gamers made up when we're just using the terms that corporate.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I've noticed this a lot, is that they use DEI as if it's like this fake boogeyman, but they were the ones that, like, they created the term. Yeah, they created it themselves.
DEI has been in existence since the civil rights era. What are you fucking talking about? It's been in existence for 60 fucking years. That's when it was officially made. It probably existed, broadly speaking. It's a byproduct of critical theory. First and foremost, critical race theory.
It was literally made. You have literal corporations and government agencies using this term, and then when people start talking about it in public, suddenly, whatever, they're saying DEI woke, whatever. It's like, bro, we're literally using the corporate terminology. And
here is an image dedicated to Jackie Robinson, a famous black baseball player, dedicated to his military career, which has been removed from the Department of Defense websites. The dead URL says DEI. When people say that conservatives equate DEI and woke to black people, this is what they fucking mean. They just want to say the N-word, but they're too cowardly. Now it's been restored and it no longer says DEI, as is said here by Popbase, you know, a source that I don't necessarily really like all that much. But yeah, he was removed because he is black. This is what people fucking mean. It's not about, oh, this is just like the terminology that the corpos fucking use. Yeah, that has been twisted at this point to mean black or the N-word. Do we need to, like, go into, like, a search? Sure, we can go into, like, a search right now of woke DEI. Woke DEI. What let's see. What are we gonna find? Calling Jackie Robinson a DEI hire is fucking wild. Here's one. Dude with the Thunderbolts. That's not sussy at all. This did not take very long, and it's about Assassin's Creed Shadows. This is a stupid, dumb fuck, bad fucking faith criticism of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Ubisoft went full-blown woke with Assassin's Creed Shadows. The 2 main protagonists are a lesbian ninja and a gay black samurai who romances a trans, they-them, non-binary character. I will not feel bad when this game bankrupts the company. DEI slop has ruined most AAA games. From the fucking Pirate Nation dude, who's also a dumb fuck. That did not take very long. When they say DEI, this is what they fucking mean. Whoa. Instantly found it. Crazy. Let's see, what else? What else do we have? Here's another example. And this is in government, just like earlier with the Jackie Robinson fucking clip. The DoD has removed the article on Charles Rogers' Medal of Honor. He served in Vietnam, and despite being wounded 3 times in battle, rallied his troops and led them to victory in the defense of support base Rita. Nixon presented his medal. The URL is changed to DEI medal. Whoa, right there. And it's because he's black. This is what people mean when they equate what conservatives mean by woke and DEI as black or the N-word. Shit like this. There was also articles on the Tuskegee Airmen, a primarily black Air Force brigade or Air Force squadron, I believe. The Tuskegee Airmen that operated, I think, in the Pacific in World War II. All of their fucking documents were also removed until they got fucking reinstated. Eventually, because the heat became like, oh fuck, yeah, we did something real fucking stupid here. This is what people fucking mean. And you're complaining about activists complaining about woke DEI shit. Really. This is what people are fucking talking about, you morons.
And you would think that these activists, the gamer, would agree to criticize corrupt actions from corporations, including this whole like new policy that Ubisoft is apparently implementing to protect Assassin's Creed Shadows from critiques. But no, to these activists, just because...
You know, how do you fucking know that they didn't make anything about the leaks or anything, or about how much of a shit show was there? More than likely they did. But again, this fucking dumb fuck, I think named, what? Hero Hay, is complaining about, like, woke activist shit. And this is the bad faith stuff. This is the type of fucking, like, criticisms of, like, games media that Asmongold primarily engages with. Dumb fucks who have no idea and no understanding about anything that they're fucking talking about. Like with the examples I just showed. Constantly with woke DEI meaning black or trans or whatever. Slurs at this point. That is how they're being fucking used. It's like, honestly, it's like, just say the fucking N-word. Don't be a coward about it. Absolutely pathetic.
Gamers are critiquing Ubisoft. They decide they want to stand with corporations, giant corporations. Yeah, wonderful activism, isn't it? Continuing, they say.
Well, it's because they're aligned with it because the journalists get the same type of criticism as well. But a lot of these journalists do the same thing.
Yes,
they
it's
write
all the
articles that are
journos.
misleading, slanderous, untrue, or just a lie in one way or another, and then they act like they're getting harassment when people are saying that you're a liar. That's what happens. I think that happens a lot. It's super common.
Well, no, that's not what people are saying. If we were to broadly go into the threads like that, they'll either be like, "What are you, fucking Jewish? What are you getting, like, we're gonna have to get death threats or post fucking happy merchant memes and post memes of, like, racist memes of black people." That's what fucking happened.
Another typo, what is this? Now it seems that Ubisoft, it prepared for this. They even get worse at launch. As reported by Tech & Co., spotted by Reset-era user Arbedo, Ubisoft is said to have implemented a plan to protect its devs as we approach Shadow's launch. This reportedly includes offering psychological and legal support, and is part of a Canadian initiative against online abuse. Unfortunately, this is why I don't want them to be a state. Have to account for now.
Yeah, I know. You want to catalyze online abuse. Damn, Asmongold, you're okay with catalyzing online abuse against developers? No, crazy. Crazy that you just admit that.
Of course, the attacks have been going on for some months now. We're advised not to post on social media that we work at Ubisoft to avoid harassment, says one Ubisoft worker quoted in the report. As part of this, Ubisoft is said to be working with Canadian Communications Security Establishment and is drafted a plan to combat harassment. It's an initiative from Canada. There's a team that monitors networks and acts quickly.
Objectively based, by the way, of the Canadian government to be protecting devs. Because, again, we've learned the lessons of Gamergate, and broadly speaking, everyone knows that the era that we're in, shit like this is fucking happening again. It has already happened again. People just getting fucking harassed off of the internet for, I don't know, whatever, like, dumb fuck quartering video or, like, stupid dipshits like this fucking, the content slop that they spew on the internet. It's already happening. It has happened. Crazy.
And a target attack. Unlike what we've had before, this is serious. Assassin's Creed Shadows launched on March 20th. We'll have to wait and see where it lands with fans and critics.
Oh my god.
I just don't think the strategy of demonizing your audience is going to work.
I don't. I feel like that's a pretty bad way of doing it.
The people that are being demonized are a significant fucking minority. This isn't the main fucking audience. There's a reason why I call them the Gamers TM. Another fucking little saying that I took from Stephanie Sterling, because they're right when they say it that way. This is an incredibly small, very fucking loud minority of people who are so stupid and fucking annoying, who completely come up with the most idiotic conjecture and nonsense to try to go after the developers of a fucking video game. Same shit as fucking Gamergate. There's a reason why Anita Sarkeesian and Zoe Quinn testified in front of the UN about online harassment campaigns. It was that bad. And the same shit could fucking happen again. Same shit is happening again.
Doing things. And also the problem is that...
And it's all
See,
from
this is
dumb
an issue that I
fucks
have with
like
this,
you.
Because again, I support this in theory. But the problem is that the theory is very often not accurate. They're always saying something called the cyber police. Yeah, can you even criticize it? Well, for me, yeah, of course, I'll criticize it. I mean, like, if they sue me for harassment, then I'm going to live stream the trial, and I'll just, even if they get money out of me, I'll just make the money back with the live stream. It won't matter. It's not going to make it. It won't make a difference. So, like, it doesn't matter. And also, I'm not even in Canada. So yeah, it's not even that. So, and it's like, and also, this is another thing. If you're
They would sue you through a U.S. subsidiary. Stupid.
on the internet, like, what if some guy in fucking Ukraine says this? Like, you're gonna extradite some guy from Ukraine and sue them? It's impossible. Like, I would not even be surprised
I wonder why you specifically mentioned Ukraine there.
if this was just massive code from Ubisoft. What I mean by that is, I wouldn't be surprised if their own employees don't want to post they work at Ubisoft, not because they're afraid of gamers or whatever, that's the spin, but because they simply don't want to post that they work at Ubisoft because they're embarrassed to work at Ubisoft. Well, no, the thing is that I would understand them not wanting to post because they get a lot of negative feedback for being part of this company. I totally understand that. I think
Again, they're getting negative, like, stupid... I've already showed all the fucking bad faith, dumb fuck criticisms that are being made about this game. That are just really fucking stupid. Oh, man. Look, I'm engaging in a fucking optional relationship that I don't like. Grr. I hate it. Even though it's completely fucking optional. They're going to complain about it anyways. It doesn't matter. People are going to get fucking harassed about it because they buzzed up their fucking audience to such a frenzy that they eventually go out and send, like, death threats, DMs, try to dox people, because that's what's happened in the past. And this is a preventative measure to try to do something about it. Oh man, I can't believe they're calling the fucking cyber police, because there hasn't been instances of people killing themselves because of these online fucking harassment campaigns. That sure hasn't happened before.
I think that's reasonable. Of course they're not going to want to say that. I think it's the same thing with Blizzard. Like, Blizzard used to be a company you used to be proud of working for. Now if people find out about Blizzard, the first thing they're going to ask about is breast milk. Yeah, of course they don't want to be associated with it. And Ubisoft had its own share of sexual controversies too. So it not only does it have garbage games, but apparently for a long time was a garbage company too. So yeah, I totally understand this. Ubisoft stance against harassment and all that.
But again, the thing is that the people that are complaining about the garbage parts of the fucking video game is not with the actual mechanics of the game. No one gives a fuck when these anti-woke dipshits make their criticisms. It's not about, like, the mechanics of the game or, like, problems with story direction or design. They're talking about the existence of LGBTQ people and fucking black people. That's what they're complaining about. And that's why a lot of there's going to be a fucking task force organized saying, like, yeah, all the people that are talking about the anti-woke DEI shit, the bad faith, stupid, dumb fuck criticisms, we're going to fucking shut that shit down. And if there's harassment campaigns catalyzed as a result of that, we are going to provide support to the fucking devs. Because those are the people who typically will get attacked first. Because they're the small fish. They're easy to go after. But again, Asmongold's okay with that. Yeah, fuck it. Go after them. That's what Asmongold thinks.
That stuff.
You didn't give
Check
a
this
fuck
out.
about
Interestingly
that.
enough, March 10th, just the other day, Deadline had reported former Ubisoft execs go on trial over toxic workplace as union calls for CEO to be tried for complicity. Yeah. Previously, the trial of three former executives at French Assassin's Creed video game publisher Ubisoft accused of sexual harassment and workplace bullying has begun in Paris. In the backdrop, the Celerities Information Union, representing workers in the French video game sector, has announced it is issuing a request for Ubisoft co-founder and CEO Yves Guillemot and longtime HR executive Marie Derain to also stand trial for complicity in the alleged toxic behavior.
So the only reason why this is being brought up, by the way, is to run cover. That's it. This is a good criticism of Assassin's Creed. Same shit that Stephanie Sterling also made. And they were correct. There was a very bad fucking workplace that was generally engaged within the Ubisoft. They're correct about that. But the only reason why this is being brought up by these anti-woke dumbfucks is to run cover for themselves. Just earlier, this guy was talking about like, oh, like, you know, that's why we're complaining about like woke DEI stuff and not like fundamental problems with the fucking game itself. It's because that's like the same term that they're using. Like, what do you mean? I already fucking showed the examples of these stupid dumb fuck instances of it being used. Those aren't criticisms of the fucking game. It's not. Simply put. You could talk about a problem with the basis of the relationship. That's a criticism you can have. Talk about how it's like bland or whatever. That's an actual good faith criticism. The criticism that you have, and Asmongold would also have, is the existence of those relationships.
There is no suggestion either we're directly involved in sexual harassment.
Or the existence of woke and DEI stuff. And the only reason why they bring actual stuff up like this, again, is to run coverage for themselves. That's it.
The trial of the 3 ex-Ubisoft execs is taking place as the beleaguered Paris-based company gears up
Yeah,
with
this
the
came out a
launch of
couple
Assassin's
days
Creed Shadows on March 20th. Much rides on the success of the 14th installment of the hit franchise, with Ubisoft recently reporting a 30% drop in revenue in the first 9 months of its current financial year. The accused men include former Ubisoft Chief Creative Officer Serge Hascoët, probably didn't say that right, who was second in command of the company and regarded as co-founder Guillemot's right-hand man for 14 years from 2006. So he's joined with a few other executives as well, and I'm not going to go into like all this trial stuff. I just thought it was rather interesting, as mentioned, that we get the statement from Ubisoft and the Canadian government apparently teaming up and all that. Oh, we're against harassment. Meanwhile, all this is going on too. Of course, at least
yeah, it sounds like they should be more against harassment at their own company. They should focus on that instead of focusing on the internet.
¿Por qué no los dos? ¿Por qué no los dos? You can do both, obviously. I don't know if necessarily like the Canadian government is going. I'd have to look into the law of this because it's the state of California that was the one who sued Blizzard, right? In terms of like the workplace harassment, right? If I recall correctly. I don't know if like we have the exact same. If Quebec can do the same sort of thing like that. If they do, they should. I would agree with that. I'd have no problem with that whatsoever. But I don't know if that's necessarily something that's been done. Has Quebec sued Ubisoft? Let me see. Quebec suing Ubisoft. They've sued Amazon. I know that because of going after going after the union. I know that of Amazon, and they closed one of their locations without like notifying anyone. Quebec went after Amazon for that, but that's a little different. Non-compete against Tremblay. I'm trying to see, has Quebec done anything like that? I don't think so. Quebec suing Ubisoft workplace, because that's like the sort of analogous thing. Ex Ubisoft execs, that's the thing that they talked about earlier. CEO resigns amongst harassment claims. That was 4 years ago. That's the first story that Stephanie Sterling broke about, which what I was talking about earlier. I'm not really fucking finding anything about like the state of Quebec, the province of Quebec, like suing Ubisoft over the workplace harassment. So it's not exactly the same. I don't know if that's like a thing that's happened. I'm honest. I don't know if that's like a thing that provinces can do, or the federal government can do. I don't know, to be honest. I have no idea.
I mean, because that's where apparently there's sexual harassment and stuff like that happening at this company. This is a huge issue.
At the time of recording this video, I don't believe they've been found guilty or anything like that. It seems to be ongoing, but again, interesting stuff, isn't it? We've also talked in the past about how there's corporations like trying to virtue signal publicly as they deal with their own controversies. So make of all this what you will. Now I thought it might be fun today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think if you're harassing a developer, you're calling their personal phone, you are attacking them on a personal level, you're threatening them. I think this is harassment, and I think you should be held accountable for it. Absolutely.
What about like death threats? Right, like random. I would assume Asmongold's being consistent about this. Death threats within like DMs, because that is technically something that you can very much so get arrested for. And that has happened before. Yet again, Zoe Quinn, Anita Sarkeesian, have gotten run off of the internet, basically, because of the harassment they faced during Gamergate. That's definitely happened. I assume Asmongold would have a problem with that.
Absolutely, because like you've left the realm of criticism and now you're attacking them on a personal level. And I'm not saying like, oh, calling somebody a fat bitch is like a problem, but like going and like, you know, doxing or doing anything else crazy like that, calling a personal phone, like sending them mail, anything like that, that's completely over the line. And no reasonable, civil, tolerant society should have any room for that to exist.
Sure.
Agreed. That's actual harassment. Yeah, exactly.
this video with something rather amusing. That takes us to the subreddit for Assassin's Creed Shadows. They say, number 2 in Japan, we have won. With the included image reading best
1 second place, but yeah.
sellers in PlayStation 5 games. Number 1, Monster Hunter Wilds. Number 2, Assassin's Creed Shadows. And number 3, Split Fiction. And we can take a look at the most downvoted comments on that post, and it's hilarious seeing what's said.
We're going over fucking Reddit comments, brother. Like, come on. Really? This is the sort of, like, main criticisms? Like, what are you fucking talking about? Stupid.
Assassin's Creed Shadows spenders over on that subreddit. For example, minus 16 downvotes reading. Number 1 on that list is 7K, number 5 is 7K, and MGS3 number 10 is at 2K.
Yeah.
We're really celebrating 1K sales 3 days from release. This one with minus 19 downvotes reading. Reddit, when a new game is best selling first week. Remind me what happened with Dragon Age. And minus 20 downvotes reading. My guy, it is a quote unquote bestseller with only 7,000 sold for PS5 and 1,000 sold for Xbox. Where's your quote unquote?
Who the fuck cares about the amount that was sold? They still made it second on the fucking charts, right? Doesn't matter. I mean, like, we're going over fucking Reddit comments, brother. Like, come on. Stupid.
Win, bro. Ultimately, the mods for the Assassin's Creed Shadows subreddit would decide to lock the post. So yeah, just thought that was pretty.
Yeah, because it's stupid, and a bunch of, like, dumbass, anti-woke dumbasses probably came in to fucking brigade it. And were being dumb and annoying, more than likely. Whoa, crazy.
Hope you guys enjoyed the entire
That's
segment,
funny.
though. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. Appreciate you. Have a great week ahead, and I'll see you in the next one.
I think this is a huge thing that a lot of gamers have, and a lot of people do take things too far. And in the case that people do take things too far, I think that they should be held accountable. What's the big news for Assassin's Creed today? Well, the big news is that we're going to play it.
Sure. But again, Asmongold's never going to talk about, like, bad faith criticisms like this. That is what mostly people are talking about. Or stupid fucking criticisms like this. Stupid fucking criticisms like this. If there's a harassment campaigns have been built off of fucking stupid fucking criticisms like this. Constantly. But, well, you know. I can't believe that the fucking Canadian government is cracking down on actual good faith criticisms of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Again, like, we've gone through the fucking videos. My overall conclusion is, I hope that this is a perfect showcase of, like, how Asmongold, when it comes to engaging with politics, he's a complete fucking child, and his fucking logic is just fucking dog shit. With the examples that I just showed. Honestly. Like, he has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. He has a fucking child's interpretation of what is broadly going on across the world, and the only reason why I very safely call him a grifter is because he makes the content that his audience primarily wants. Not that he has any fucking principle in. I make the fucking content that I want. I don't give a fuck if it gets, like, particular views or whatever. This is gonna get views because it's about Asmongold. More than fucking likely. Because all of his little drones are gonna come in and be stupid and annoying, more than likely. But literally, just as Asmongold himself also said, I'm probably never gonna give another fucking game like Avowed a 7 because of the fact that, oh, well, hey man, my audience was not very happy about the fact that I gave it a fucking 7, even though I objectively thought it was like a fucking 7. I'm not gonna ever do. I'm only gonna have to give it like a 6 instead. Stupid. That's why people think you're a fucking grifter and that you don't fundamentally believe in anything. And when you fucking engage with any topic, you're a complete fucking baby when it comes to that, and you have no fucking idea what you're doing.